Hi there, I'm Psaila, and thank you for joining me today. Welcome to our session today. Today we're going to be speaking about the 4 key strategies for following up post-networking event. So in my previous videos, I shared with you, what can you take to a networking event? What do you need to take? What research can you do before a networking event? And here's what I'm going to be sharing with you, what you want to do post a networking event. So, number 1, here's what you need to do. Now, first of all, write this down. The fortune is in the follow-through, okay? The fortune is in the follow-up. So when you meet somebody, it's really hard to go and do business and, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. It kind of feels a bit weird, right? You want to get to know them a little bit, get to meet them a little bit, find out who their credibility is, what they're offering, if that suits you, and maybe how you can enhance their business through referral or whatever it may be, right? Now, at a networking event, most people are there to, socialize and interact with each other. They're not necessarily there to do business. What they also do is, because there's so many people in the room, usually they forget about what it is exactly that you did, unless they're really, they've got their need and they need somebody like you to be able to, transact and interact with straight away. But in a lot of cases, what they do is they're just there to socialize and get to know some other businesses, yeah? So here's what I do. Number 1 is I get their card and I write notes down to remember them. In other words, maybe who do they need as a referral? Who are they looking for? Now, if I can't write it on the card, usually I just grab my phone, trusty phone, and I just write some notes and I go, this particular networking event, it's a PM networking event, this was the person and this is what I need to remember in my follow-up conversation. Most business owners don't do that. Now, if you've got a memory that's, like a steel trap, fantastic, but if you're someone like me that forgets a lot of the stuff, it's important for me to write down, and usually I like to write down things that I remember about them. They bought me the drink at the bar, or, they were wearing the bow tie, or, something like that, or she was wearing the nice shoes, right? So things that I kind of remember, then I go, oh yeah, cool, I remember who it is, because it feels a bit weird if you're just taking selfies with somebody at a networking event, right? Now, number 2 is send a thank you note. And the thank you note's really easy to make up. So it looks like one of those with compliments slips, same sort of vibe, right? But a thank you note basically says something along the lines of, hey, thank you, John, as an example. Thank you for connecting with me at the networking event. I found our conversation really exciting and stimulating. I'm really, happy about, your success and what you've done. I'd love to maybe catch up for a coffee or maybe a Skype and have a bit more of a chat with you, just to find out a little bit more about, who I can refer to you and, how I can really help you with your business. I'll follow you up in a few days. Thanks once again, Nick Psaila, as an example, who you're sending it from, right? So do you see, something like that takes about, 2 minutes to do it? You can make them up yourself, 3 to an A4, so it's about a DL size. Have an envelope with a self-addressed stamp, have an envelope with the stamp on there. So as soon as you get in the car, you could actually write these, put it in the post, and they'll get it within 24 hours. Now, 99% of all business owners don't do this. They send an email if they're lucky, right? An email's cool, but it gets lost in 1,000 different things, right? Having something that's old school, a letter addressed to them, you get the details off the card, or you can make a call if they don't have an address, to their secretary or whatever, find out, or you can look them up. You're good to go. This is something that's a beautiful touch. It's post-networking. What you're trying to elicit here is for them to begin the conversation with you, yeah? So I love that. Send a thank you card or a thank you note, number 2. Number 3 is you want to call and follow up roughly within about 48 hours, and you want to set up an appointment at that stage. So I usually use something along the lines of, hey, it's Nick here, I met you the other day at the networking event, at, the BEC networking event. I was the, coach that you were talking about. I remember we were sitting at the bar. Thanks again for the drink. Now, here's what usually happens. They go, oh my God, you didn't need to send that thank you card through. That was a beautiful touch. I'm like, oh, it's cool. I like to do that with people. So do you see, I've already deposited really good value even before we've started. It's just a little thank you, right? It's cool. And then I follow on with, hey, if it's cool with you, would you like to maybe get together for a coffee if I'm in the vicinity, or maybe a Skype or a chat, maybe a breakfast first or something like that, just to talk a bit about how maybe I can refer more clients to you. Do you see, I'm still not saying, that it's all about me. Now, if you want to, you can say, I can tell you a bit more about, who I am, and maybe, maybe how my business can be good for you, or maybe the type of client that I'm looking for if you're in the B2C space, right? So the call follow-up about 48 hours after is absolutely cool. You don't want to kind of do it straight away, feels a bit stalkerish, right? So 48 hours is good, yeah? Now, and then connect with someone that they need. Here's a really good thing. So if you know about that business, you've taken the notes, you've sent them a thank you card, you've had a bit more of a conversation, if you can refer somebody to them or introduce them to somebody maybe that they need at that time, I can tell you that's dynamite. Why? Because, if they're a restaurant and they're looking for more people for that, or they've got a, VIP night, or it's something that's coming up and somebody that'll suit that, man, that's really cool. Why? Because we're helping each other, right? That's a key purpose. It's important that you give first and then ask later, yeah? And then number 5 is tell them about, what your needs are. So in the follow-up, when you've caught up with them, you're having a coffee, tell them a bit about what your needs are, maybe how your service is able to help them, most importantly, right? So you can say, look, I'm a financial advisor, I'm in insurance broking, or whatever it is, just let me ask you, do you have insurance for your business? Is that something that you have? Or, have you got maybe life insurance, or are you looking at maybe setting up some superannuation? Are you interested in maybe investment property, or whatever it may be that you can possibly help them with, right? And it's a really good opportunity for you to get in touch. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up or the follow-through, right? And these 5 little steps can make such a world of a difference, because mostly not many businesses do that. I've used this, it's worked like treat all the time. I give this to everybody that I know, because I think it's just a really good way to connect with somebody at a networking event and then follow them up post-networking event. I'm Nick Psaila. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and most importantly, I look forward to seeing you on the upside.